Hey, welcome back to Ping Pong Flix. My name is Chris Wong. Wonder Woman came out this past weekend and it was crazy huge. 220 plus million worldwide with 100 plus million domestic opening weekend. That is fantastic. The fourth DCEU film to break 100 million over opening weekend. It breaks a lot of records. I'll have more in full detail probably tomorrow when we get the box office wrap on this. I want to talk about Wonder Woman and how Wonder Woman actually enhances your Batman v Superman viewing. After the film, my son Oliver, he told me, let's go back and watch Batman v Superman when we get back home. So when we got back home, he wanted to turn on Batman v Superman, and as I'm watching it with him, just watching Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, as Diana Prince in Batman v Superman, you all of a sudden have a different feeling for her. Instead of this mysterious woman who you don't really know, you kind of know her from the comics, but nothing like a story of Wonder Woman story that you've actually seen firsthand. But after you've seen that and you watch Batman v Superman, you start to see her expressions in her face. And that's kind of amazing to know that this was made before Wonder Woman, yet takes place after Wonder Woman, about 70 years later to be exact. So it's kind of crazy to think that Zack Snyder was able to pull that emotion acting chops out of Gal Gadot, and she is really good at her facial expressions. Just her look and just eyes tells it all. You can actually start to feel there's a history to it because you've seen it. You've seen the Wonder Woman if you've seen this. This is actually be a very big spoilers for Wonder Woman, very big spoilers for Batman v Superman, so be aware before I go any further. The first time you meet Wonder Woman at the library, Lex Luthor is giving his speech about gods and goddesses, and she gives him the look, you know, and you're like, yeah, I guess, because she's talking, it says about Zeus, she talks about Zeus, but as we know from watching Wonder Woman, she is a goddess, she is the daughter of Zeus, and she's sister to Ares, and so she is a goddess standing there as a human. A mortal human is actually mocking her kind right in front of her face, and you actually see her roll her eyes, and so you have that connection of knowing what she's been through, what she knows she is now, and someone, just a mere mortal and skinny little Lex Luthor, is just mocking your race in a way. Then next you see her at the, I think it was a museum, where she's trying to find her sword. She meets up with Ben Affleck, who plays Bruce Wayne as Batman, and she has this confidence in her, like she knows she's more experienced than him. He's trying to one-up her, but she knows she's a lot older. She's a goddess, not some human, and she's looking out this like this little boy. She's got that smirk, and then she has so much confidence in the way she talks, the way she steps, the way she moves, and the way she just brushes him off at the end, and that just takes him aback. And it is such a difference from when she was so naive in Wonder Woman. Even by the end, she wasn't this confident. So 70 years later, she knows who he is. She's got the most experience. She has seen a lot of stuff, and she knows a lot of stuff. So it's like when you're playing a game, and at the first level they show you, this is how you are at level 99. And this is all your abilities and stuff. Now let's take you back and see you level 1 and get back to level 99 in the prologue. You know, it's like that. It feels like that. Now when you see her again, and this is during where Doomsday is already involved, Superman's fighting Doomsday, these choppers are coming after Doomsday, and you see Diana Prince go on a plane, and she's ready to board the plane, she's ready to take off. She watches the news clip on her seat, and at that point I'm like, some people start to wonder, why is she doing anything? Like, if she's Wonder Woman, why is she just watching, wondering what she should do? And then you kind of think back, this is like probably the most powerful being she has seen since Ares heard her battle. So she's wondering, what is going on? Is this Ares? She must be. I'm not sure what she's thinking, but she's like, what is this? A god? What am I looking at here? And should I even save mankind? Should I even do anything about it? Because as you know from Wonder Woman, she learned from Ares that Ares is the god of war, but he tells her he's the god of truth, because all he does is whisper into people's ears. He pushes them in a certain way where they're already going. So he doesn't make them want to go to war. They want to go to war. He just pushes them a little further. He just edges them more. He just whispers evil things into the ear to say, this is, just keep going at it. Do what you want to do. This is not what I made you to do. She is not sure if she should even save humanity at this point. But of course, her goodwill, the heroic part of her comes out. She goes and saves Batman. That's her entrance for the first time we've seen her, but revisiting it now, you can see the experience in that block. She knows what she's doing with this. She's blocking, and she's not even pushed back like how Ares pushed her back with that lightning storm. She just takes it full on like it's nothing and blasts it back like she's been doing it lots and lots of times before. That experience in her eyes, the way she's formed, the way she moves, it's all there. It's incredible to see her at level 99 as opposed to level 1. And then of course at this moment she says that she has killed things before, and we finally get to see that in Wonder Woman. I've killed things out of this world before. She has done that. She's completely obliterated Ares in Wonder Woman, so she's ready to take on something very similar to what she has done 70 years ago. And that actually shows it right here. She actually thinks back, she's like, I've done this before. I can probably do it again, you know. And she leads the charge because she is the most experienced person. She knows how to fight this type of creature. She knows how to be in this type of war. She's ready to go. The two men are at her side or farther back because she's like, hold my beer. Hold my beer. I can take them on. I can take this guy on. Of course, she gets her shield up, and a lot of people are saying, what's up with her shield and what's her sword? Well, her sword, you know, the God Killer was destroyed in Wonder Woman because it wasn't really a God Killer. She is the God Killer. So she's got a new sword and a new shield. I don't quite recall what happened to the shield in Wonder Woman, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty either decimated or gone. And as we know, when she was in the museum, she does look for artifacts. She's like an artifact, almost like a Tomb Raider-ish kind of person. She collects all these artifacts. So you, no doubt, she probably found a really powerful shield, a really powerful sword, and that's why she's not holding the same weapons and shield as before. This part shows she's smiling in the battle. She's not scared at all. Not one bit afraid of Doomsday. It's like, oh, that was a nice shot. How about take this one? You know, she's like really experienced and she's done it before. She almost has no fear in her. This part is especially touching because before I was kind of wondering when Superman died and Lois looked down at Superman, and you see Wonder Woman look down at her, and then they share, when Lois looks back up at her, they share a look, and I always thought, well, that was kind of weird. Like, why would she look at her? I mean, I guess she's looking at her like, can she do it? Is he really dead? And of course, Wonder Woman looks away in sadness. And so this part right here makes it much more emotional after watching Wonder Woman. As you know, Steve Trevor died in Wonder Woman, and she lost her love. So she's actually revisiting that feeling, that moment, that sadness when she's watching Lois Lane with Superman dead. Lois Lane kind of looks up to her like, almost as if, I don't know if she knows if she's a goddess or someone that so powerful, the feeling that maybe this person can help me. And in this way she feels guilty, like, I'm sorry, I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly, because I have lost Steve in my life. That feeling of hopelessness comes back to her. It comes back to Diana Prince. It comes back to Wonder Woman, and that the feeling of her loss is shared between them, Lois and Diana. So it's really interesting to see that, knowing full well what happened in Wonder Woman. And in this cemetery scene where Bruce Wayne tells Diana Prince that, you know, men are still good, we fight, we kill, you know, but we can rebuild, we can help one another again. And she kind of gains back that feeling of trust for mankind, gains back the feeling that even though everybody has their faults, their evilness, but there is still good in this world. And seeing Superman sacrifice himself for the sake of humanity makes her a better person, gets her back to being the Wonder Woman she was back 7 years ago, to try and fight for mankind. And Bruce Wayne helps her find this picture again, this picture that reminds her, gives her memories of back when she was fighting in World War I alongside Steve Trevor, her love of her life back then, and thinking about when Steve Trevor tells her that killing Ares, the god of war, won't stop everything. There's people who are bad, but there are also people who are still good, and he's doing what's right. He's doing what's right and what's necessary. So he has to do this to do what's necessary. And I think her seeing Superman die and trying to find that picture because it was stolen from her, and seeing that picture gives her back that hope that yes, you know, mankind, humanity is still worth fighting for. And I think that all comes full circle. If you've watched Wonder Woman, and I hope you did because I spoiled a whole lot, but if you've watched Wonder Woman already and you've watched Batman v Superman, go back, watch Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition, and relive this experience knowing full well what Wonder Woman has gone through. It doesn't change the movie at all, but it adds a layer to it that you've not come to expect, and you feel the emotions in her facial movements, in the way she speaks, the way she moves. It's almost a different experience watching her in this film, and it adds a lot to it. Alright, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.